Yes, I am once again using Twilight Sparkle, which means that this commentary deals with bronies in some fashion. But when I make a video ranting on certain bronies, aka militant bronies, and someone leaves a comment like this, I take it as a personal challenge. Oh, and yeah, this shit is going to be long, so sit down and prepare to be here for a while. Grab a beer, or if you're not old enough to have a beer, might I suggest a nice cup of Earl Grey tea, because yes, this will be a long one. The original video was 30 minutes. I've already cut it down to 15. Now, for the sake of simplicity, throughout this commentary, I'm going to be putting pictures of a Gligar on the screen so you can easily tell who's talking at what points between me, Gligar, and Derpy-eyed Podcasting. You're welcome.
Hello, you are listening to Derpy Eyed Podcasting, and I am your host, Jared. Today we are going to be doing another anti-brony response video, this time of a dude whose name is also impronounceable, just like Wimsa Hald. Oh my god, I pronounced it, you guys!
Because the name Gligar13vids is really fucking hard to say, isn't it? Seriously, play and or watch some Pokemon.
Victory! Anyway, today we are going to be reviewing this video, and it is really fucking long, so it may take quite a bit. So I am going to put that in right about now, and I just want you to let you know that this commentary is going to be super long, so I might want to just get some of the, usual ending spiel out of the way before you all exit out of boredom, as you often do.
So, you know this shit is going to be long, and yet you still just had to advertise your Twitter, Facebook, etc., etc., etc. for yet a whole nother minute. Thanks for the unneeded bullshit that I will now skip. And I will be skipping around a lot due to the length of video and some of the times he just rambles on for a while.
But first, I'm just going to get two things out of the way. First off, bronies are not the same as furries. Furries are different people, and they're not all My Little Pony fans. There are bronies into the furry fan base, though, and while there are a ton of them, and while there's also a ton of pony art and porn on E621 and Fur Affinity and similar sites, bronies and furries are not the same thing. There are even a bunch of furries who dislike My Little Pony. And another thing, while the stereotype that they're the same thing, that they're closet furries and stuff, not all are furries. I mean, as you can see, there are some of them who, they're just creepy.
Well, let's start off with some stuff, basically with what your intro is. I want to credit you, actually. This is actually somewhat of a compliment based on the fact that you didn't beat a stereotype into the ground with bronies equal furries, furries equal yiffers. Well, you did do furries equal yiffers, but, same difference. Cloppers equal all bronies, etc. You did say that we're all creepy based on a picture of some people that are older and like MLP. They don't look creepy to me. They look pretty fun to hang out with. I mean, they appear to be having a good time, but whatever, what do I know?
Well, of course they look fun to hang out with to you, that is. You are a brony, and Gligar is not. So to him, they will look stupid and creepy. How hard is that? Oh, you think they look creepy, but I don't, so you're immediately wrong. Give me a fucking break.
And you exclusively harp on the pony porn fact. And I think that this is something that needs to be addressed in full, because my clopping conundrum video didn't get a lot of views. But basically, I've stated before that antagonizing a group of people simply because what they like to do behind their own closed doors is stupid, and it's not getting us anywhere.
So, criticizing someone over performing something behind closed doors is wrong, even if it implies that the particular person involved is into bestiality, which is illegal and unnatural to no end. Yeah, then let's not criticize people for looking at child porn behind closed doors. They aren't actually having sex with a child, are they? But they're only fantasizing about fucking a 10-year-old girl and not actually having sex with them, are they? That is what your logic implies here. If you don't want to judge people behind closed doors for doing what they do despite the fact of how illegal it is, then you have to turn a blind eye to everything from child pornography all the way across to rape. I will now be skipping the rest of this point because all he says are, we're making enemies out of our friends 2 or 3 times.
Now on to the rant. The My Little Pony fanbase is one of the most annoying fan bases out there, especially due to the fact that they're everywhere. They're on every single website. You can go to a website, pick a random topic. Cars, computers, video games. There'll be about 20 people, no, way more into ponies. I mean, that's how widespread it is.
So your next point was that by showcasing our like for the show through the likes of icons, banners, etc., it is somehow an indoctrination process that is saying, hey, 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 check it out, it's our show, we love it dearly. And I guess it kind of works under the element of, hey, I like this, and then if someone else is just as curious as you were, they can check it out. But it's different to just put your photo as something as opposed to just going up to someone like a friend and saying, hey, this is a good show, you should check it out. And I don't think that they're exactly the same. So your point is quite moot, to be frank.
You know, I could give you that point if, and this is a big if, Gligar had even mentioned icons or avatars once in that section of his rant. All he said is that bronies are everywhere, which you translated to mean icons equals indoctrination. This is why Gligar is such a great fucking troll. He leaves something so vague that people will walk into stupidity of their own accord from time to time when dealing with him.
And especially due to the fact that of their group mentality, I wouldn't care if they weren't all like, oh my god, you don't watch our show? Die in a fire.
Oh, yeah, you know us bronies, man. If you say you don't like our show, or you say, hey, I've never watched My Little Pony Friendship is Magic before, we will go up in your face, grab you by the collar, and start screaming this.
Yeah, I'm skipping the media clip here. He does this a lot, by the way. And yes, I have seen bronies act in a similar fashion many times on the internet before.
The demographics are almost always the same for them. They're almost always teenage males, you know, the kind who are on Xbox Live screaming Call of Duty, or younger adults, you know, the ones who are basically in college and on 4chan all the time.
Strawmanning the demographic of your opposition simply to make yourself seem superior by comparison is an underhanded trick that only cowards use because they know they in fact have no points whatsoever. Just saying.
Even though you just previously strawmanned his argument about bronies being everywhere, okay, I can see Baxter sharpening up his dick right now. Okay, this is not going to be good, is it?
And that stuff. They happen to be annoying in real life too. Is I was actually at an anime con once. I forget which one it was, but there were these bronies and they were like, oh my god, you don't watch our show?
Since you're taking merit in the interactions between a few individuals and saying that they are a good reflection on an entire fan base, I figure I should also relay my own con story relating to bronies.
I will skip this because his story is nothing more than, I saw some bronies at a convention and everyone loved them and thought they were cool. Here is the issue. You get on his case for determining his thoughts about the fan base due to a few examples. What if those are the only bronies he has actually spent any time with or has met off of the internet? How in the hell is he supposed to base his opinions off of every person in the fucking fan base when it is literally fucking possible to meet everyone in the fan base? So he has absolutely no choice but to base it off of the people and the experiences he has met and had. What is so wrong with this? Now, the part I am skipping at this point literally takes a 2 whole fucking minutes.
And they were pretty obnoxious, wearing all sorts of pony shit, and when you see them in real life, it's like seeing a Sonic fanboy in real life. You'll just hate them.
Damn me for wearing headphones! God damn it, it's like Pro 8100 all over again. Do you not know how to control audio levels when in a podcast? This shit literally comes out of nowhere, and there is no warning. Do you not have any respect for your listeners and their ability to hear?
Now, I wouldn't care had the fanbase not spread like AIDS, like I said earlier. I've seen people wear brony shirts in real life at the places you least expect them to. I've seen people wear them at freaking Frisch's Big Boy while eating out. And I've seen fail cosplays at anime conventions, usually involving rainbow wigs or pink coats or hoodies to try to look like Rainbow Dash.
Really? You hate MLP cosplay? Well, I have recently acquired a pair of My Little Pony suspenders, and if you look at the picture, you can see that's actually me in the picture. So, you know, if you were curious what I look like, that's what I look like.
Okay, as a cosplay judge for anime conventions, I must say this. This is cosplay. This is cosplay. This is cosplay. Cosplay and cosplay. What you have here is not a fucking cosplay. It's not even close. So please feel free to try again when you learn how to cosplay correctly.
So, yeah. You wouldn't want to see someone like me in public? I don't know. I think I look pretty classy as fuck. I don't know. Just me.
Bullshit! Fedoras are classier than top hats any day of the week. Though you did steal my red tie and black shirt ensemble, and I'm angry with you for that.
Without fursuiting at all, because as we all know, fursuits are expensive, and you'll probably get called a closet furry even if you're not one, if you do one, but I've seen people on DeviantArt ponify everything as well. They'll, like, make My Little Pony versions of everything. Oh, let's just take a vector and Photoshop it into a car, or 9/11, or World War II. Yes, I've seen them all. I've seen, Trace, like, actually Trace from the show. I've seen him recolor, use Microsoft Paint to put them in, use a certain thing called Pony Creator, which I'll get to later. And there are so many failed crossover videos on YouTube where they take pony clips and put another audio to it. Seriously, that stuff's old.
So, what I've been able to gather from your little diatribe is that you hate Ponification due to the fact that it doesn't appeal to you. And I can understand that. However, I think that it's kind of stupid to say, hey, I know you had fun making this, and I know that you enjoy it, and it puts a smile on the face of your fans, but fuck you, it's not worth any merit because, you know, I personally don't care for it.
Funny how you say that when, by making your commentary on him, you are saying that, yeah, I know you enjoyed making this, and I'm sure that your fans enjoy watching it, but it deserves absolutely no merit, and neither do your arguments because I don't like them. Funny how that works out. Oh, Baxter, stop it! Stop it! At least use some lube on Realm Wars, okay? He's getting a little raw.
I understand your distaste with Ponification in the case of stuff like 9/11 and violent, gory wars, simply because that is, I don't know, I personally, keyword being personally, do not care for it. I'm not going to stop people from making it because, well, I can't. And because we have freedom of expression and freedom of speech, so...
Unless, of course, you're making fun of Bronies, right?
The backseat to what other people like to do. So that's my thoughts on this. I think that you're kind of just conflating what you think and saying what I think is more important than what you think.
Which is pretty much what you were saying when you compared your convention story to his earlier in the commentary. How do you not see this? Literally, Baxter is going to town on Realm Wars right now. This is sad.
So you're exerting some sort of superiority, as it were.
Some of them even go all the way and just write Mary Sue-ish backstories. And OMG, this pony is best pony.
Okay, so he mentioned Mary Sue-ish background ponies, and then in the next section, he's going to be talking about pony porn. So I figured I would do something sort of interesting and cross-promote Red Star and some of the readings we've been doing. So here is a nice little quip from Red Star that has both. Enjoy.
So you're going to play a media clip, or an audio clip, where you and a buddy do a dramatic reading of a fanfiction that proves that he is right, and that both Mary Sue original characters exist, and that there is plenty of porn involving ponies. Why did you do this? Did you want to prove his point? This makes absolutely no sense. If you planned this, you were obviously not thinking when you made this decision.
Doesn't that fanfic just warm the cockles of your heart? Anyway, back to his rant, because, you know, I'm not randomly just throwing clips to make him uncomfortable in here for the sake of making him uncomfortable. That would be douchey and mean.
So, let me get this straight. Let me get this perfectly straight here. You're trying to troll a troll while also falling for said troll that you're attempting to troll. How fucking stupid are you?
And then you've got Ponivore. Yes, pictures of ponies and fanfics of them eating each other alive.
Okay, I'm skipping a rap that's based on the whole fanfic of cupcakes, because no one needs to hear this bullshit.
You guys have some sick fetishes.
Sick bastards! How dare they like to enjoy what they like to enjoy? Don't you know you should be ashamed of your kinks? Bah!
Yes, how dare we judge people for their fetishes and kinks? We shouldn't judge rapists who sometimes rape because they have a control fetish and they wish to exploit that fetish in any way humanly possible. How dare you judge a pedophile just because they have a fetish that deals with little children? Do you see where I'm going by your logic here?
And then you've got clopfix, because clopping, if you don't know, is the Brony word for masturbating. So they've got clopfix, which are basically, you know, have you seen, you know, in the song Fanbase how there are shitty fanfiction with R34 and other shit? Well, clopfics are even more common. They've got gore, vor, all kinds of sex. I mean, just pick a position and there will probably be shit of that, and more.
And now I'm skipping a song about clopping, which somehow disproves Gligor's point. I'm still not sure how that works. And yet the song also makes fun of cloppers at the same time. This guy's kind of going against himself and working against himself in this commentary.
Speaking of moronism, like with the flagging and shit, the My Little Pony fanbase is very annoying when it comes to that. If you thought retro fags and fanbases for video games are like, oh my god, Halo 1 is better than 3 because Halo 3 ruined it forever. Bronies are the exact opposite. They will blindly praise Friendship is Magic, tell everyone who doesn't like it to give it a chance, but if it's Generation 1, which is like the very first stuff, oh my god, this is girly shit, even though these are the people watching Friendship and Magic and defending it through all the stuff. Not only did an Equestria Daily April Fool's page for like 2012 with Generation 1 customs get people butthurt, but if you look up any Generation 1 video, there'll be a ton of hate comments on it like, oh my god, what is this? This isn't ponies.
Okay, enough clips for now, but the thing is that you fail to understand is that people are allowed to express their distaste with the former show as much as they want, and people are allowed to express their distaste with the new show as much as they want. Typically, anti-Bronies videos will get banned or flagged for stuff like hate speech, such as calling someone a faggot, or using any of the other derogatory slurs. So that's what will constitute getting a flagging, not simply because you say, I don't like this, because obviously your video is still up. You say some stuff that could be considered offensive, but, you know, no one's willing to flag it. No one's tried, I'm assuming at least. And as for the Equestria Daily First Gen 1 Scandaloo, the reason that people say it's girly and it's not good is because there is no substance there. There's not well-defined characters, they're just cutouts, and it's more, look at this, rather than these characters have layers of personality. You could easily write a thesis paper on something like My Little Pony Friendship is Magic.
Okay, so it's okay for Bronies to hate the first generation of My Little Pony, all because, in their opinion, it isn't as good as My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. But Gligar and others are not allowed to hate Friendship is Magic, even though they share opinions on Friendship is Magic that are similar to what you just described about Generation 1. Even though Generation 1 does have a small fan base to this day. How does this make any fucking sense? God damn it, I think Rome Wars is dead now! Baxter! Baxter, no! Bad Baxter! Bad! Not the heirs, for the love of God!
Whereas you couldn't do it on something like the older show, or even on any really 80s cartoon for that matter, aside from, you know, standout examples.
And of course, you've got Save Derpy. Save Derpy was pretty much one of the biggest bullshit things to happen to any fanbase.
Okay, this is going to get really somber for a second, and I really decided to do this episode because of the segment on Save Derpy. I, for one, love Derpy Hooves as a character, and she is my favorite pony, despite the fact she has little to no screen time, and she hardly does anything in the show aside from, you know, silly background semantics. I, for one, have somewhat of a personal connection with Derpy, because throughout my life I have suffered with terrible eye diseases, such as glaucoma and birdshot choroid retinopathy. This has caused my left eye to become lazy, and it basically just goes off to the side doing its own fucking thing. I, for one, was attracted to the character of Derpy when I realized, oh my god, they put a show with a cross-eyed horse on TV, and it's not insulting, and it's just like, hey, it's okay to be different. It's okay to have, like, a disability. It's okay to, you know, not be like everyone else, because that's what the world is. It's a collection and a group of a bunch of people who aren't the same. So I might get a little heated in this section, and I'm sorry if it comes off as being insulting or rude. It's just that I have somewhat of a personal connection with the Derpy thing.
I will skip most of the section about Derpy because he's just going to repeat what he just said multiple fucking times. Now let me ask a very perfectly simple and legitimate question here. You are proud, as someone who has eye-related issues, to be represented by Derpy Hooves, even though in the one episode where she did talk, they gave her a voice that was easily relatable to the stereotype of how mental retardation sounds through a voice. And they also showed her to be a character who can't do anything right, and no matter what she tries to do, she will constantly screw up.
I don't want to do any more damage than you've already done. I just don't know what went wrong. Yeah, it's a mystery. Nice work, Rainbow Dad! You okay, Rainbow Dad? Anything I can do to help? No, nothing. In the name of Celestia, just sit there and do nothing.
You are proud that My Little Pony Friendship is Magic displayed people like you as slow, stupid, clumsy, helplessly accidental, and quite possibly mentally retarded. Well, okay, I'm glad to see that you can't recognize why Lauren Faust and Hasbro was pressured to change the character and or remove her from the show altogether. And now because Bronies flipped the fuck out, you will more than likely never see or hear her talk again, and will never see her in an episodal starring role, despite the fact that you're proud to be represented by her and you love the character. Keep it up. You are only helping your case, aren't you? You also say this.
I do. I think it's fucking retarded that somebody decided to spam the living crap out of that girl's DeviantArt page and her Tumblr. I think it's despicable. I understand it, though.
So, it's okay for people to bug, stalk, spam, or even harass someone when it is for something that you yourself want. Well, I'm glad to know that you are extremely biased to yourself. Now, I'm skipping to the end of the video because he raises absolutely no counterpoints between here and there.
Oh, the bloody irony. Well, this has been Derpy Eyed Podcasting, your host, Jared, signing off on this episode. I know it was tremendously long, and we'd like to apologize for that because, goddamn, that took a long time. But we hope you enjoyed it. We have 4 more episodes before we go on our winter break, and before we wrap up the podcast for winter.
Okay, who the hell is we? You're the only one in this video. Are you using the royal we? Because that's the only thing I can think of. Second, you talk about how long the video has been, and you apologize about it, and then you decide to pad it out even more with a bunch of senseless, pointless bullshit. He really doesn't say anything worthwhile from this point forward, so yeah, isn't that just fan-fucking-tastic? Now, here are my final thoughts about Derpy-Eyed Podcasting. You remember my militant brony rant? Well, he's just as bad as the rest of the fucking militant bronies out there. Now, once again, and as always, I bid every last one of you a very fine adieu, but I must say this. Derpy-Eyed Podcasting did inspire me to make one more rant, but this time, I promise you, it's not focusing on bronies.